is
For some
but yeah, asterisk
reason,
is 0 more.
only Maanyaa was muted. That was wacky. I don't know why that happened.
I feel attacked. I
Yeah.
feel attacked.
It was probably just me pressing the wrong button.
I feel attacked.
I made some chamomile tea
because-
and now I've decided I don't really want it.
Goblins are professional.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so professional.
Yeah. I am the most professional. I am the bestest. Didn't you
Yes,
know?
so I will-
Haven't you
I will-
heard?
I will drink. And
Have
see,
you
I am
not heard that
drinking-
goblin is the word?
Yeah. I'm drinking local,
Ah.
a locally bottled from probably Shouldn't Distillery, a raspberry flavored brandy.
Hello.
Drinking it for Goblins Are Professional.
Goblins are professional. Should I just steal all of Dapper's drink triggers?
Of course.
Apparently, I was also very professional in my last stream. Obvious, I don't know, Obvious or YouTube did an update, and I couldn't find the, what do you say, the key section, or the,
Oh yeah. The stream key.
and I just panicked, and I was like, guys, help me!
I
That was
was
funny.
definitely the most professional on the last Debate Hub stream when I was drunk off my ass.
By the way, I was the one that said you left your camera on.
That's okay. It's fine. Hello, everybody,
Oh,
and welcome back to Debate Hub. We are here. It is the Volcano Show. It is Volcano Watch. I got Landon and Maanyaa with me, our resident professionals who are more professional than me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Differently professional.
Differently professional? I don't know if that's more insulting. Differently able?
Oh god.
Alright.
Eh?
Well. How are you
Well.
guys? What are you up to? What's going on?
Overworked. Tired. Grumpy. On periods.
The blood moon has risen over Maanyaa
Yeah.
this time of the month.
Anyone noticed? If anyone noticed, recently Tesh had a blood moon. Now I have a blood moon. I'm not saying,
It's
but
Never ends. If you know enough
But you
women, it will
carry-
always be the blood moon.
yes.
You carry it well, Maanyaa, as I say. You're still smiling, so
Yeah, there is that. How are you doing, Landon?
Stuck between
I'm
two
doing
women.
reasonably well.
Stuck
The
between two blood moons, I
29th
guess.
International
Sorry.
the 29th International Obfuscated Secret Contest is open for submissions, and that's working well. The big thing, of course, is that we were able to do back-to-back contests. So IOCC 28 was last year, and IOCC 29 is this year, showing that we can turn it around in a year. So yay
That's pretty
for getting our act together.
Congratulations. Like professionals.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We try.
celebration.
You'd think after 41 years we would get our act together, and we're getting it. So, but
Well, you know.
how are you folks doing? How are things? Before we ask how Madam Pele is doing.
Well, body's tired.
Yeah. Grumpy,
I
tired,
have-
overworked.
I'm busy. I am busy, and then I have like half of next week off because Christmas is coming up, and then the new year is going to be full of so much stuff. So I am just taking a little bit of a break, knowing that there is a bunch of so much stuff about to happen. I won't tell you what it is. You have to subscribe
Drama?
to find out.
Okay.
You don't
But
get to know.
yes, that's a good thing, and such. So I hope, and I gotta hope Maanyaa, you're experiencing the summer holidays. So that's a thing that some
holiday.
people don't.
What's holiday? What's a holiday? Well, what do you mean by holiday? So there's no holiday for me. I'm still working.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Right.
The thing is that because I work in food transport, now the trolls are gonna go and try and guess where I work. I guess I work in food transport, so usually this is the peak season for us. So Christmas and New Year is peak season. So, and since half of the staff has decided to take their Christmas leave, I was like, I'm gonna volunteer. May the odds be forever in my favor, and just like I'm gonna hold the fort half the staff, and even some managers are gone. I'm just like, I'm here. Don't worry, I got your back, guys.
My family really likes Christmas, so I pick and choose how into Christmas I am every year. But my mom really likes Christmas, and like
Oh,
that side of the family really likes Christmas. So I sometimes I
that's
participate more than
cute.
often others. But this year I haven't even put my own Christmas tree up. So that's how much I'm participating this year. I haven't even started my Christmas shopping, and I
Take
have
a small one, like
one, two,
take a
three,
like
four.
that
I have
one of
4
those
days
like
left.
snow globes with the Christmas tree in it, and just use that. That's your
Well,
Christmas
I
tree.
have a whole Christmas tree. I just didn't take it out. I didn't set it up.
Just saying, if you don't want to take one out, just take a small
I
snow
have.
globe.
Well, I could. Well, yeah, it's fine. I just whatever. I'll go to her house.
Whatever.
They have all the everything up. It's fine.
Oh yeah, borrow
But we
their
should get
Christmas
into our
tree.
volcano show. What's going on? What's going on with the Pele?
Going on? Oh, Madam Pele.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
logging into there. By the way, click the like button in there, and let's see what happens with volcanoes. So this is the volcano show where we talk about volcanoes. And let me share a screen. So right now there's, as we had mentioned before, there's lots of volcanoes. Earth is a very wiggly, wobbly, volcanic system.
Dancing.
And I think we're at 40. We're like about 45 erupting volcanoes right now. And of course, the usual set. Italy has its 2, Stromboli and Etna, are actually actively erupting. Etna actually had a nice, spectacular lava fountain. Stromboli, which normally has a pit that goes boil, actually spilled over and made some good stuff. Of course, in Ethiopia has its usual 2. DR Congo has 2 there. Although this other one here in Ethiopia is getting ready to erupt. It's in an unrest situation. And of course, Indonesia leads with 8 erupting volcanoes. Indonesia is lots of islands, lots of volcanoes, very spot. If you look over here into nothing in North America right now, although there's some a couple of volcanoes in the Alaskan Peninsula Aleutian Peninsula that are under unrest. Mexico has its 1, Guatemala has its 2, Nicaragua has its 1. Of course, this one in Costa Rica is now erupting, so that's a new addition. South America, we've got 1 in Colombia and 2 in Ecuador. Peru has 1, Chile has 2, Colombia has 1 under arrest, but it's not yet erupting. Of course, the usual things: the South Central Islands and Mount Erebus, which has had the largest lava lake, but they now consider Kilauea to have that. Of course, in the Pacific Ocean, we actually have some bunch of new ones there. Papua New Guinea has 2 erupting, as well as Solomon Islands, Tonga Island, and Thailand. If you say, well, what about? Well, I guess they're saying right now that since Kilauea doesn't have a fountain, it's not considered erupting, but it is erupting. So it kind of depends upon what you mean by erupting.
Loose
of
language.
Course, Russia actually has 6 volcanoes in the contracted region. Japan has actually 4, and Philippines 2. So that sort of is the area of the world with lots of volcanoes. And hi to the chat. Hope if you're doing in chat, are you doing fine? So let's talk about Kilauea right now. We have we actually are we're expecting episode 39 to start probably somewhere in the next 3 to 7-ish days or so. So Kilauea is under an episodic eruption phase. The eruptions started last Christmas Eve. So we're nearly a year into it, and we are expecting before that year is out to have the 39th episode. What I mean is that essentially the volcano shoots out lava, and in this case at the summit in these large fountains. The fountains last for between 8 to 16 hours or so, and then it stops. And there's been there's a long period of time. Now, right now, the amount of sulfur dioxide coming out of the vents elevated. It was actually right now about 3,600 tons of sulfur dioxide. So 3,600 tons per day of sulfur dioxide, when normally between eruptive vents we see about 12 to 1,500. So it is fuming a bit more than normal. And of course, deformation, one of Jesh's favorite things. If you look at the tilt meter, so this particularly pay attention to the
tilt meters are my favorite.
Yes, tilt meters are our favorite. Pay attention to the blue line. This is the line that is measuring the amount of tilt at the summit. These are in microradians here, and you see each grade is around 2 microradians. That means you got a 1 kilometer bar that moves up about 1 millimeter. 1 microradian is 1 kilometer bar moving up 1 millimeter at the edge. Right? It's really tiny, but it's measurable. And if we look at the past month, we've had, you see there's 2 spikes. This was episode 37. This is episode 36. So the last show, I believe, was on around the 7th. Was it on the 17th? When was it?
Let me find out.
Previous show.
17th, 16th, I think. 16th or 14th?
14th.
Okay. So we can see that we've had 2 eruptions. So what happens is the pressure builds up, tilt meters go up. At some point, there's enough gases that cause the magma to push to the surface. You get a fountain, and the fountain squirts out, and the thing drops like a rock, pun intended, and comes up again. So if you look at this, we've had 2 fountain events since the last show, and they're expecting the next one to be within maybe 3 to 7 days or so. Last 3 months, you can see the episodes there. So it's been pretty consistent in terms of the rate that these eruptions are. If you look at from GPS standpoint, the distance across the whole caldera, we can see the mini eruptions there where it expands up, the mountain gets bigger, the stuff comes out, and the mountain contracts. From the long 5-year range, we can see here's the episodic eruptions since Christmas Eve. There was an eruption here. So we were in this period of lots of small eruptions going on. From the point of view of the actual, this is a chart showing the actual things since it started on Christmas Eve last year. We see each eruption here. I can zoom in just a little bit more. There you go. And we can see how, in some ways, well, you can see these are spaced out more than here. It's still coming at a steady pace. These eruptions out here, the volume has been increased. Lava that comes out, and these eruption events are much more than in here. So saying that the amount of magma heading toward the surface is pretty constant. From the point of view of the height of the caldera, the bottom of the pit, we can see it's every eruption. There's a little bit of loss of data here, but every eruption adds to the floor. Basically, it's going up and up and up and up. In terms of fountains, while we've had record fountains of like 450 meters in 35, 37 we'll see in 38 had some fountains, but they were tilted to the side, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So stay tuned to the end because you want to see the really wonderful show that Madam Pele put on. But these 2 eruptions, 37 and 38, again, if you look at the period of time, it was like between eruptions, 11 days, 17 days, 13 days, 17, 22, 16. So it's pretty constant so far. From the point of view of the amount of material, so this was eruption episode 38. This was the last episode that occurred September 8th, and this map shows you here's the Kilauea caldera. So here's a big island. This is where we are on the big island here, this inset. And here's the top of the Kilauea volcano. This is what Halemaumau looks like now.
Can we magnify it up a bit, Landon, please?
Yes, yes, we can.
Thank you.
There we go. So
Beautiful.
give you a scale. I'll move down here. Here's a scale in terms of kilometers or so. This is like 1 to 2 kilometers here. Idea about several kilometers across. This is the inside the main caldera here. This is showing the amount of ashfall. So this particular dotted line is 1.6 kilometers from the vents that occur, and you can see the ash sprays down. So when particularly because the things are going up several hundred meters, the cools, the lava cools at the top of the stuff. You get basically ash that the wind blows and ash downwind. Of course, it'll deposit it on V3 cam. We'll see that in just a moment. But this is the step. We're getting this winds that blow it to the southwest, and we're seeing the built up. We'll see more images as we go on. Thermal camera wise, we saw what when you get an event and the material that pours out onto the caldera. Again, here's 1 kilometer wide scale to give you an idea of several kilometers across. And we see the thermal maps where the flow goes over the edge and sort of ponds in this area and stays quite warm. This is the day after the episode 38. Again, lots of lava comes out and it pours through the area. There still is, a little bit of gap between the bottom of the Halemaumau caldera and the base of the caldera floor. It has a little bit still to go, but it's getting close. Given where it was in 2018, it's come up quite a ways. Again, from the map point of view, if we look at this was a map done on December 11th after the 38th eruption. And this is since it started December 23rd, before this Christmas Eve of last year. The lava has produced 199.4 million cubic meters. Is nearly 400,000 megapints. Sorry about that. Well, stop this.
We always got to get it in megapints. We should write that down, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should write that. We need Landon. I need you to write that equation for megapints down for me, so I can put it on the screen when it comes up, so people know the conversion.
Yes, but I also dishwasher, right? This is rough 200 million dishwashers worth of lava that's coming in these things. And so it's covered, nearly 390 hectares. That's 900 plus acres. And it's added 68 meters to the caldera floor. So you can see it is getting close, right? Remember, in pre-eruptions, we had cameras over here that were overlooking the lava slushing around. It used to be that this used to be Gilligan's Island over here. That's long since buried, and it's buried under almost
we salute the Gilligan's Island.
Yes, it is down there, but it's just now part of the underground bits of stuff. Anyway, so that's
still in our hearts. That's where it is.
Yes, it is there, and we do remember that fondly. So the vent level is about 90 meters below the basically the rim area here. So it's got a little bit to go in this area here because the rim is higher over here. Over here, it's only about 40 meters to go before it pours out onto the main caldera floor. Back in the late 1800s, this used to be completely a wash of lava. And again, this thing has come up quite a bit from the original collapse in 2018, where this thing went almost to halfway to sea level at the bottom of the pit. So it's amazing just how much material has come up and how the mountain has transformed itself. It's the reason why these volcanoes are huge, because it produces enormous amounts of lava. So if we look at earthquakes, this shows you the seismic thing since the last week, and we see a couple things. Color coded, the bluer the thing, the deeper it is. So this material over here, these deep earthquakes, are deep underground. If you look here, they're around 30 kilometers deep. And the rest of it, you see lots of earthquakes over here. The result is certainly there's earthquakes up to the top. Here's where the summit eruptions are occurring. So you expect earthquakes there. This stuff here, all these earthquakes, is because the added pressure that's from rock, basically lava rock piling up here, pushing on the island towards the sea. Eventually this will give way. It'll get a big landslide and tsunami, but that's down the road, hopefully. For the past month, we have the same sort of thing. Lots and lots of earthquakes of magma coming up through the vents, and the side of the island being pushed towards the sea, and lots of earthquakes at the summit area. Indeed, if we look at the last 7 days, here's the caldera here, and most of the earthquakes are either because the mountain is the island is being pushed towards the sea, or this area where the magma is coming up from much deeper in the ocean. In terms of cameras, this is what the camera looked like earlier today. A lot of gas. Let's see if we do a reload. Will it clear out?
For anybody who's watched Arcane, it looks like Zon with less green.
You can see a little bit of glowy bits there. Look at that. You can see little bits of glow stuff there.
Nice.
So that says that there's the magma is close enough to the surface that's not quite. There's a little bit of glowy bit there too. Let's see what the other camera looks like. So this was V2 camera. So you can tell the V1 was off here, which is why it was in the clouds. But let's see what it looks like right now. And right now, of course, it's getting near sunset. You can tell there's glowy bits. Here's the two vents, and you can tell there's glow hitting the gas that's coming up there. In terms of air quality, it still is. There is certainly the air around the visitor center is a little bit on the unhealthy for sensitive groups, but that's sort of a general thing for volcanoes. If you have asthma or anything like that, you probably don't want to be going into areas where either you've got these sulfuric gases or you have to put on a gas mask. It's not recommended. But if you're, if you can breathe normally, it's just fine. So let's look at pictures, shall we? Here is this is the November 17th, and they did a survey looking at the road behind the eruptive vent. And you can tell that lots of ashes for there. Here's the roadside here that's been going.
Where's what road? What road?
Yeah, they use this thing and measure. They're measuring, for example, the gap across it as
God.
the road becomes challenged.
Oh my God.
Now here's this is I wanted to show this picture because this shows you, for example, what happens. There's a camera here, but also these are the solar panels and the communication tower that's used. When we talk about what happened to camera V3, one of the things it lost is one of these guys here. Let's move on to the next one here. So walking across fresh lava is a challenge. You have to be very careful. You have to be sure-footed.
Ill-advised.
Walking along.
Be sure you have very good boots. Have somebody around to check on you. This is glass. I mean, this is basically the top of this is sharp glass. So falling is not recommended. You want to be careful. And they talk about this thing that keep your wits about you. Wear protective clothing. Wear protective helmets. And take your time when walking over this stuff.
So there's a question at the bottom right. Was this page helpful? I would say yes. On the bottom right, there's a question on the screen. Is this page helpful? Yes.
And I think, yes.
It's gone now.
I will click on
Damn
it.
it.
I will click on it and on there because I think it is showing that. But yes, it is helpful. And I'll click on
Does
that.
show
I click on it
that.
saying,
I'm
yes,
not-
it's helpful. Okay. So
Got your
here is, I want to
samples.
show you, a video of a helicopter run over this area to give you an idea about. So here are the two vents. This was pre 2 eruptions ago. You can see lots of ash that has pattern in this area. And you can tell, again, this is what we're seeing. This is similar to what we're seeing today. There you can tell a little bit of glow from on deeper there. The magma is near the surface and it boiling away.
So a camera was able to come right that close? Ooh, that's interesting.
Sorry?
A camera was able to come that close. That's interesting.
Yeah, because it was not, not erupting at the time. And it gives you sort of a notion of what it looks like. One of the things that's done in these areas is that they come out and take samples. So again, this is pre-episode just after episode 36. And again, this person is taking samples. This has, lava has cooled. This is a couple of days ago, lava. You can tell it still has that silicon glassy sheen to the top of it. You can tell it's a little bit, glowy warm there, but they grabbed some samples to check out what's happening. Here are the vents up here, and you can see some of the sulfur dioxide that deposits some of the sulfur bits in this area, plus a lot of the ash.
That looked like sulfur residue.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
But you also, when you approach this stuff, they have 2 escape routes, and somebody's sitting there watching the person's back because they're focused on getting the sample as part of the safety protocol. Here's another view of the thing. That was on the 21st. This is the 24th of November. And again, you can see that the helicopter is able to go in close to it, and you can see the down deep, the boiling. It did have a couple of overflows here for this set where it began to pour out lots of, this is, high volume of lava coming out.
Madam Pele was like, children, please move along. Move along.
And here's the eruptive phase where it starts to get going. You can tell the clock up here towards the minutes go ticking by. Lots and lots of material that comes out. So it sits there at the top before it goes full tilt. So this is these piston events where it comes up, goes for a little bit, comes down, starts again, stops before it goes full tilt.
I like that full tilt is a technical term in this sense, because I'm just so brain rotted that full tilt to me is somebody just who's just off there, they're just mad. Yeah, they're just losing their mind.
So later that mountain, this mountain was only about 180 meters, is about 600 feet high.
Only 180, guys. Only.
Yeah, yes.
What's the highest we've had?
I believe the highest was 425 meters.
425.
I think
far out.
Was that true? If we look at the set here, I believe if we went into, is it here? No,
Landon has so many tabs open.
It is in the set here, yes. And so it showed a set for. Did we lose that thing? By the way, here's showing you. I'm going to go back here and show you the original pit. Was at a depth around 500 meters, around 640 feet. And so this shows you how far it's come up. Here is the original lake, the water lake at the bottom of the pit when the thing collapsed. And this yellow line shows you where it is now. So it has a little bit to go before it reaches its previous set. But that's where all these megapints have piled up in, is in this in this region of stuff. So, but back to this thing here. This is a thing I really like the look at the lava flows at night, and there's sort of a fractal beauty of the lava and its cracking and the sort of the tearing that occurs as this liquid rock is going through. And it's very mesmerizing to watch. Well worth going and seeing. Here's another one showing you two streams coming from much farther. This is like about 2 kilometers away, these lava streams that come through with rapids and so forth there.
So cool.
So here is the episode 37, the fountain.
Yay. Oh, nice. Behold, Madam Pele.
Yes. And so this was a much broader fan than a narrower vent. So it wasn't as wide. But here's hydrogen gas coming out and igniting. Here.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Again, this is somewhere around 500 cubic meters.
That's a lot.
Per second coming out. 500 washing machines per second of lava coming out of this thing. Enormous flows. This is why this pit has been. See, there's that motion that you have, this fractal motion that's quite mesmerizing.
Smitty in the chat says, "Now that's a Windows XP background."
Yes.
Right?
So this is about this is almost like 2 kilometers away, and you can still see the flow there. Wait, there's more. So this is afterwards. Here is there's more. So this is after 37, and we can see the vent. You can again see the ash is piling up here from that region. It shows you that. Excuse me. The distance on the one edge, this rim is actually quite high, so it has a little bit more to go on the to overcome the southwest edge. The eastern edge is much more shallow. Here you can see the road that goes behind it, and the ash that's buried in this area here. You can see this thing's probably a better thing here to show you the material. So the lava that these channels come up, and it's getting close to the edge, but it's got a little ways to go on this side. Here again, now some of the tracks you're seeing is because they drive vehicles over here to do testing stuff. But this is lots of ash and silicon glass. So if you go to this area, you need to have gas masks because you do not want to breathe silicon bits. It's not good for your lungs. So episode 38 started, and the thing about 38 that was started was that it launched high, but it was tilted to the side. So it basically went across the caldera. If we go back and look at the map, it was erupting here. Instead of going up, it was going over to here. Basically launched across the thing, almost a kilometer across. I would say maybe like 600, 700 meters. So this is going up quite. It's going up quite high in this particular image, but it would have been probably at record heights had it not been going to the side. From a point of view of this thing is around, so to give you a scale, this particular is around 425 meters high, but it's launching across almost 600 meters to the other side, and that's significant. Normally it goes straight up, and this is going, for some reason it went to the side for episode 38. It did put out a lot of ash because the hang time of all that lava in the air, it freezes, and then the winds blow it backwards, and so you get a lot of ash cloud and conditions from that spot, and ash raining down because essentially the lava freezes and you get basically lots of ash dust falling. And
instead of freezing rain, it's freezing ash.
Yeah, it's just freezing rock.
Damn.
And here you can see the lava fountain reaching the other edge of. So basically, it's coming across the caldera and landing on the other edge here. Here's again showing you the road that's partially been deleted, and this arc that occurred.
Hawaii's
that was
freezing its
significant.
ash off.
Yeah, because it probably could have gone up, much higher here. We probably could have reached record heights if it wasn't the fact that it was kind of going almost at a 45-degree angle and landing over in this area. And so this is V3 Cam. V3 Cam was our favorite camera. It showed you a really good view from this angle. And what you're seeing is the beginning of the eruption, where this fountain, right? We're talking about this fountain here is heading towards the camera. The camera is sitting here, and this fountain is getting closer and closer. And so this is the last moments of that camera.
No, goodbye. We salute thee.
So you see that a bit of ash there. Again, I was watching this thing, trying to get a view and seeing, a little bit of, I said, there's a little bit of red stuff coming in, falling here, close by.
Ooh.
And then I went
Is that a rainbow?
to go and make some coffee and came back. Well, you think it's a rainbow, but no, it's actually glowy bits, and getting more glowy bits getting closer, and more glowy bits getting closer. And these are pretty big rocks that are in sort of semi-liquid state coming. Again, the fountain has this pulsing, so you see the pulse come out. Another pulse is getting closer.
Oh boy.
Wanted to make coffee and to come back and say, I want to go and see the show. Didn't realizing that it was getting this close.
What's the song that they always sing at like funerals and stuff? That's like the... what is it? Come on. Somebody needs to take that and put that track on top of this.
What?
So, but stuff is still, but then it's getting closer, getting pretty close. And now red stuff, right? It's getting enough that the thing is heading towards it. Now stuff are falling around. Now it's now in the thick of the ash cloud and thick of blobs. And at some point, it goes red, boop, and that's it. So what happens? What you're seeing here? A lava blob landed on the camera lens. So it's out of focus because it can't focus that close, and the camera lens is melted. And then the lava blob hits the solar panels, takes out the communication equipment, and that's it. So, from a point of view of what it looked like, this is the aftermath.
That's so cool.
Helicopter flyover.
This keeps getting
this
bigger
is where
and
the
bigger.
camera was. Again,
Megan Fox's giant
about 2.5
boob
kilometers.
says, "Oh, look, it's the Epstein files."
Oh,
the camera went black. Because the camera went black.
Oh God.
That's funny.
There's the two vents here. This is where the material landed. You can tell the ashfall that came out.
Ooh.
And they look over where the camera was. Camera was in this region here. That's where it was.
Oh.
Camera's been buried by stuff. And that's it. So right now, I'll turn off the screen sharing.
Morbid, but tracks.
So right now we're waiting for episode 39. Again, the assumption is that it will happen within about 3 to 7-ish days. The USGS does have a replacement camera. What they don't have is a replacement solar panels and network station, but they're trying to acquire that. The question, of course, is where do you put it, right? Because V3 cam gives that side view that was really nice. Obviously, it's a little bit too close. And the thought is, rather than just put another camera out there immediately, in the region where it landed, using the local Hawaiian language, they said it's much ouch, meaning don't go there. Hot ash, glass, shards of glass rocks, and besides, we don't know if this tilting to the side and going lateral is a one-time thing or it's going to repeat. So the thought is that they want to wait until episode 39 occurs to see what the vent does, and then figure out where to place another camera or instruments to go. So I think that's a wise choice, because
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Even if you wanted to put it back in that region, you'd want the ash to settle and to stabilize.
Yeah, because it's just going to warble and fall over and potentially get buried almost instantly again.
Or slide, and that's a large storm washes it down. So we're gonna wait to see where that camera will be replaced. Meanwhile, we'll just have to make do with V1 and V2.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty good regardless. Okay. It's still better than the white volcano in New Zealand.
Yes.
Womp womp, shots fired.
So, comments from the...
Letty is asking what the wall art is behind you, Landon.
So you're talking about this particular art here?
I think so.
I believe so.
I think so. I remember the story, but I'll let Landon explain
This is a painting done by
Maanyaa.
a very famous Chinese artist that my parents, when they were living in China, went to see. I wanted to get a painting that had a moon. So you can see here, there's a moon here, and there's a little person down here looking at the moon. This is a famous monastery and retreat up in the high mountains. The other particular one was originally supposed to be for a Chinese leader, but the master artist that painted this didn't like the Chinese leader, so he wrote him basically, "This is for Landon," and I got it.
Fair enough.
Nice. And we have Hassan.
It's one of those
going to China and like fucking.
And it's one of those paintings. Please go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. It was just like Hassan Piker, like who like he went to China because because people called him out, like because he had a fucking meltdown because someone like criticized China and the extreme socialism that's there in China, and he had a fucking meltdown. And to prove his loyalty to China, he visited China and then spent money on horse racing there.
That's interesting.
Well,
okay.
My parents lived in China from about 1979 to about 2016.
That's very interesting, yeah.
And so they got, but again, this is one of the things that there's lots of subtleties in this masterpiece that you keep seeing, because it's a thing that has quite a bit of depth.
The more you
the
look
other
at
bit,
it,
of course,
the more
is
there.
Yes, and I keep seeing things. These are some of the original lava light lamps from the Silicon Valley, the Silicon Graphics Lava Rand, and a couple of digital clocks.
Nice.
For that. Other questions?
Nice.
I'm looking for questions that are about volcanoes. I do see one that says, "Don't melt cameras, like and share the stream instead."
I like that.
Yes. I mean, it's been a long time since Madam Pele has taken on a camera, because the lava's been down in that pit for so long. We're not used to it, but I can tell you, pre-2018, I was going there frequently to help reestablish camera things when it was coming out the side.
Do we have pictures of you, Landon, working in that? Working with pictures of you with working and installing cameras and stuff. Would love to see those one day. I haven't seen you in pictures. Please.
Also,
mind.
start getting your predictions in, and we need to see
Yes.
what
Ooh,
the...
predictions.
Because the question is, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen
Do you wanna?
next month?
Do we want to go through last month's prediction?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. So Chesh said, more eruption, number of eruptions, higher fountains, higher volume. This goblin says more.
More.
And then Landon said 1 or 2 episodes. Next episode in week or 2 weeks from now. Episode 37 will be weak. Episode volume will be high. Don't know if the height will be as high as episode 35. By next show, just about to have an eruption or after the show. So you're right.
I think I
1 to
nailed
2
that one.
episodes.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Damn.
Just like the
I
Romans. Nailed it.
Oh, I see what you did there. I said Madam Pele will rest past Christmas. No episodes till Christmas, so I was wrong. I was way wrong. And then Cheshire's lovely hair said the Earth will go boom. And then Katina said Madam Pele is definitely going to be rowdy next month. So I guess they were right. Madam Pele
Yeah.
was rowdy. She took out a camera, so she was rowdy. Yeah.
Yes. I so.
Yeah, that's all I
Well
have
said.
here at the moment. Yeah. But yeah, I get Landon and Katina winners. We could say, yeah. So well done,
Yeah.
guys. Well done.
So this is me, and right
Ooh,
in
nice.
2013, and I'm taking basically this is a tire iron. I'm taking this bit of lava, and I'm gonna put it basically in this bucket here. I'm just gonna swing it around, not dribble on my shoes, to take a sip. This is on the side of the Pu'o thing, but that's you basically suit up. And the reason why I have this heat glove in front of my face is the heat is intense, right? It is extraordinarily strong. We're able to light, take a lens and light matches on fire by concentrating the IR from this thing. It's like a blast furnace. So you kind of approach it, put your thing there to get close to it, and you dump it over and you back away. But that's a bit of stuff. This, I think, if we look at other things here, here's some of my pictures. This is from that eruption. This is Pu'o. This is the side eruption. We landed on the camera. We were servicing the cameras here.
Right on the edge. Oh, damn. Oh,
lava few fissures on the side.
Now that's a desktop back.
So you get an idea about this fissure just started opening up, and so it hadn't yet burned away the trees, and these large blobs of lava were heading off.
Wow.
This is from the Pu'o eruptions.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah, you get close to it, and then this was a photograph where I was taking a picture. Again, this is what the Halimama looked like before, right? Back pre-collapse. So it's only about this pit is only about 400 meters across, and I was trying to get idea out of the glow, and then lightning basically lit up the background. So this was at night at midnight, and the storm.
It's like a
we were
in a
there.
Lifetime shot.
Yeah.
Of it, I opened up, and then basically the lava did the back and stuff. We were there to watch what the volcano did when this hurricane hit, and it dumped. We were there. It dumped roughly 85 centimeters in 4 hours.
That's crazy.
Of rain.
Wow.
And the whole pit area was awash because the water worked its way down. Flashed the steam and had all these steam geysers there. But you wanted to see me. That's one of my things you can tell.
That's awesome.
Nice.
We've got some predictions in the chat. We've got Letty predicting that on December 25th, Maanyaa, you ready? On December 25th, Madam Pele will launch a specified homing projectile that targets one specific place and sends it melting deep into the depths of the earth.
Mm.
That's a pretty good prediction. I'll let people
Okay.
in the chat decide where they want that place to be, but we make no promises here at Debate Hub.
I would say in a certain like orange hamburger looking guy's bed.
I do see Smitty saying "stand clear" more, but I don't know if that's him copying me or making his own prediction for next time. Also, still copying me, so he can let us know. I also see Kinder saying 1 eruption for each coronal mass ejection.
What?
No, that counts.
Eruption
Okay.
for.
They're now laughing at orange hamburger. So, Landon, what do you think?
You're welcome.
So I'm predicting we'll have 2 more episodes from the next show. By the way, when is the next show? I guess we should probably clarify that.
The next show would likely be either the 9th or probably the 16th. 16th of January.
The 16th. Let's assume we're doing
be...
on the 16th. So yeah. I would predict we have 2 more episodes.
Okay.
I think that
specific.
episode 39 will have another sideways event, be another sideways launch like it did. Probably, I predict that episode 39 will have it will go somewhat to the side, not just straight up. Probably in the same general direction, but depends upon. If it because again the timing of that I think is going to depend upon how much pressure builds up before it blows.
Yeah.
If it happens within a day or 2, it won't be as much as if it goes all the way past Christmas. Again, it kind of depends on how much pressure before it blows. But I think we're going to see another one of these things where their hunch is correct that placing a camera back in the same spot is probably ill-advised because the lava fountain might not reach there, it certainly is in peril. So yeah, two more eruptions in the next month.
Another prediction.
At least one of them being to the side.
From Katina that says Madam Pele is going to dance on New Year's.
Okay, that would be very interesting if that actually occurred. It would probably mean that the next episode, 39, was late, and that would suggest that it's going to be spectacular because it builds up that much pressure to go that late. It would be a really spectacular sort of fountain. But we'll see.
Yeah, ring in the new year with a bang, they say.
Yes.
Specifically.
I would be surprised if you had 2 eruptions before the new year. I would think you're going to get basically one before, one toward the end of the year and one in January sometime, given sort of the pacing of it. Now, at some point, it's going to stop this episodic thing, but who knows how long it'll take to get to that stage. The magma, if you looked at the earthquakes, those deep earthquakes, when you look at the earthquake maps, there still is plenty of magma coming up from the depths heading towards the mountain. So that supply has not drained down by any means.
Diminished.
I'm going to predict that I'm not going to quite go along with Landon's. I'm actually going to go sit like adjacent and say we're going to see a side vent.
So what do you mean by side vent? Help me understand.
So remember when we talked about like historically what the volcano has done where there's a handful of eruptions and then something came out the side instead of out the caldera? Yeah.
Okay. So down where the magma will move down where the rift zones.
Yeah.
And begin to pour out.
Yep.
That would be a reasonable thing if the volcano were behaving like we thought it was normally behaves, because remember those side things to the southwest or the east rift zone are lower, so the magma doesn't have to do as much work to go there. For some reason, it decides it wants to go up a tiny hole at the very top and out. Um, oh, Madam Pele does what she does, but your
whatever she
chef
likes.
that would be probably an interesting thing because I would suspect, Chess, when that happens, there's considerable amount of magma sitting near the surface. We saw the glow of even today, we saw the glow of those vents. So there's lots of magma sitting just below the surface. Any side vent down the rifts is going to be lower in elevation. And so all that magma sitting up the top is going to drain down one direction. So you would probably get a very massive flow coming out the side because all stuff, and you'd see the top collapse a bit if it did poke a hole to the side. So, but Chesh, you may be right. That's maybe how this episodic system stops. You're suggesting that the episodic system will stop before the next
the next show
or next show. I would guess that it's going to stop before the next year. I would be surprised this episodic thing goes for 2 years, but then people were surprised that it had a 35-year eruption ending in 2018. So we'll see. That would be a very interesting end of this phase if that would happen. So
I think so.
My turn. My turn.
Yes.
Madam Pele will go quiet. But the week before our episode, she will go boom.
Ah. So when you say boom, what kind of boom? You're talking about a tall fountain, a tall explosion fountain. Tall fountain. Okay.
Tall fountain.
Well,
so, yeah, the week before our episode. I'm being very specific.
Given the pattern, having an eruption the week before our episode is not out of the question, right?
Yeah, that's not unusual. Yeah.
Will it be theater spectacular set or not?
Maybe.
We don't understand. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, maybe Madam Pele and I might come to an understanding.
Yes. We don't quite understand if that side direction again. That was a thing where it went up nearly 400 meters, but it was going almost 700 meters to the side. So it had to gone straight up like it normally did. That would have been an extremely tall fountain. So we don't understand what caused it to tilt to the side and stay that way throughout this episode 38 venting. Again, I'm predicting that the same sort of thing will happen at 39. As to how big it is depends upon when it happens. If it happens soon, it'll be less oofy than if it happens late. Especially if it happens like the one person in chat says towards the end of the year, it'll be really spectacular. They waited that long. Of course, Chesh, if your prediction is correct, one would begin to see earthquakes heading down one of the rift zones because the magma just doesn't teleport down there and come out. It starts to move. And so you would see a lack of eruptions at the top, and you begin to see earthquakes going down the side of one of the spines, and then breaking out. Which would be, I hope you're right, and maybe that's how the eruption ends.
Well, yeah, it would be interesting. It would also kind of cap off at least one of the older tilt meters that we watched for the length of time that it went for, and sort of last year. It wouldn't be unsimilar to what had happened sometime around last year if you go back and watch these episodes. So it would be kind of bookendy, which is probably asking for too much, but I think that would be really cool. By the way, Dapper Dinosaur over on his channel is doing an end of the year, New Year's stream. Are you two going?
Yeah, we should go there and raid it and help him be professional.
Bully the dinosaur?
Not bully, but at least aid and abet his proclivity.
Encourage.
Oh. Okay. I see how it is.
You see what I did there, right?
Yeah. Some call me an instigator. Others call me encouraging. Well, because that about wraps up our volcano show for today. Almost
I
like
think
right on the
so.
hour. We did quite well today. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But I will be turning all of these from this year into its own playlist. So there'll be a playlist from 2004,
Nice.
a playlist from 2005, and then we'll start the playlist for 2006. And we'll see
mean,
who's
is it
starting off the year on the
2025?
correct foot.
She meant 2024 and 2025. She's not that out of date.
What did I say?
2004, 2005.
Oh, God!
Oh my god! Yes!
Oh, no!
Hey,
Uh,
sorry, Landon. Just remember, we are between blood moon cycles, so yeah.
No,
Okay,
don't make
very
don't make
so.
excuses.
And of course,
for
you know,
me.
it's
had
also
to
Madam
wait.
Pele's time of
I
the
had
month,
to
and she
wait.
just had a spectacular cycle. Couple
I
days ago,
almost
so
thought
we'll
you said
see.
she shat, and I was just like, huh? What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Well,
much for
thanks
joining
again
us.
for-
Sorry.
Really
Yeah, and
appreciate
we really
it.
appreciate the fact that you
guys.
keep coming back again to get the rhythm of the mountain. You
Yeah.
were gaining really deep knowledge about this volcano, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you so much.
Meanwhile,
This is the
sea
end of
contest.
the year. Really
Yes,
appreciate it.
happy-
Yes, check out Landon's contest. Happy New Year, everybody. And also, we're almost at 500 subs, which would monetize this channel. So if you like and share and know
Let's
some people that are in the
go, let's go,
volcanoes,
let's
let us
go.
fucking go. Thank you so much.
Boom.
Go,
Because
go.
the subscribe thing is not, you're not going to get, it's not like you owe money. It's just a thing we like the channel. So click that
It's
subscribe button. if you please.
free.
Yes.
Free.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.